Alright, so to expand on the previous tutorial where I talked about timing and creating in-betweens on ones, twos, fours, and eights, I want to talk about spacing now, right? So using the same example of a dot going across a screen, I'm just going to create a new drawing layer. I'm going to insert, drawing, choosing bitmap. Right, in fact I'll call this linear, right? Planning. So this is going to be the planning for this animation, right? So I'm just going to draw all my planning on one frame. So I'm going to start with a dot over here and it's going to end up over here, right? This is frame 1, this is frame 9. Alright, so this is going to be linear spacing, right? So right in between, directly in between at the very midpoint between here, alright, this is going to be my frame 5, right? Directly between 5 and 9 is going to be 7, and directly between 1 and 3, 1 and 5 is going to be 3, right? I mean, it's not perfectly even, right? But we're trying to get it as evenly spaced as possible, right? So between 1 and 3 we have 2 there, between 3 and 5 we have 4, between 5 and 7 we have 6, between 7 and 9 we have 8, right? So I'm just going to expose this for the 9 frames here, right? So if I was to create an animation here, right, so I'm just going to do that on a separate drawing layer now. So I'm going to go insert, drawing, make a new drawing layer, call this one linear bitmap. Right, so I'm just going to do this straight ahead based on my planning here. Right, so I'm going to start on frame 1 here, go forward to the next frame. Let me turn on onion skinning here. Right, so I see where the first one was. This is frame 2 here, going forward, frame 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So if I turn off the onion skinning and play this now, we'll see, right, we have the dot traveling left to right in a linear fashion, right? So what if I wanted this dot, right, now it's traveling at an even speed across the screen and then stopping suddenly, right? What if I want this dot to start off fast and then slow down, right, come to a slow stop at the end, right? That means I'm going to have to change the spacing of this, right? So it's all comes down to my planning, right? So let's put in a new drawing here. If I go to insert, drawing, and let's call this one slow in, make this a bitmap layer, add and close. Alright, so for this one I have the same start and end position, right? I have start at frame 1 here and end at frame 9 around here, right? So this is 1, this is 9, right? So if this is slowing down, right, as the dot travels across, right, that 5, right, that breakdown or that in between is going to have to be closer to 9 than it is to 1, right? So that 5 is probably going to come around here, right? The 7 is going to be even closer to the 9, so the 7 is probably going to come around here, right? The 3 is going to be a bit closer to the 5 but further away from the 1, so that 3 could come here. Alright, so we see how it's starting off big, the spacing, and then it's gradually getting smaller and smaller. Alright, so the 8 probably come around here. Alright, the 6 here. See, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because that is almost equal to that, right? So that's starting to get linear there, right? So this is where we could come with the cutter tool here and just grab these two and move them a bit closer there, right? And let's see, between 3 and 5, right? 4 will be closer to 5, right? But now we see 4, you know, is actually smaller space than between 5 and 6, so that's not right. So we should actually bring these closer, oops, closer to here still. And now we see the space between 5 and 6 is almost smaller than 6 and 7, so these should be closer still there, right? So it's a lot simpler to in between a linear animation than it is a slowdown, right? So it's just something you have to be aware of, right? And a number 2 frame could be there, right? So this is bigger than this is bigger than this space is bigger than this space is bigger than this, and so on. So we have this gradual slowing down, right? So I'm just going to expose this now, hitting F5, right? Exposing it from 1 to 9. Now I'm going to put insert a new drawing, and this one is going to be slow in anim, bitmap layer, apply and close. Alright, so we're starting at frame 1. I'm just going to copy these positions here, doing this straight ahead as a copy here. So this is our frame 1, going to frame 2, going to turn on that onion skin in there. So frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, frame 5, frame 6, frame 7, frame 8, and then frame 9. Alright, so if we play this now, we should see that that one is slowing down, right? Starting off fast and then it's slowing down. If I just solo this anim layer and this one, right, we can compare them there, right? Alright, so we have the linear, and then we have the one with the slow in, right? So this is the effect of spacing, right? Or slow in and slow out, that principle, right? So this kind of goes hand in hand with the timing, right? They both have the same timing, but they have a different spacing, and this gives a different feel to the animation, right? So generally when you're animating characters, you want to get away from linear timing. You want to have timing, you know, that is non-linear, right? That has slow ins and slow outs in it. All right.